Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Alia Nadirah binti Muhammad Syadani, number matric 261159. So today our group will present about the major theories of Islamic Metaphysics. So firstly I will explain about the definition of Islamic Metaphysics. Metaphysics, as we know, is the combination of meta and physics. Meta, which means the beyond or after, and physics, the physical. So the metaphysics is beyond the physical. So Islamic metaphysics is a study of metaphysics within the Islamic philosophy. Islam has an elaborate metaphysical system based on a single first principle, which is the unity of God or Tawheed. So starting from this Tawheed, Islamic philosophers started to work out and deduce all sorts of philosophical conclusions, which later debated around the world today.
My name is Amira Quratur Ain binti Muhammad Sofyan and my matric number is 261160. In this topic, we will discuss about the idea of unity of being by Ibn Arabi.
Ibn Arabi was a great Sufi, mystic, philosopher, poet and scholar. His full name is Abu Abdullah Muhammad ibn Ali ibn Muhammad ibn Arabi al-Hatmi al-Dai. He influenced the Muslim world with his extraordinary works. Ibn Arabi was born on 26 July 1165 CE in Mayorisa, Spain. Ibn Arabi was considered a saint and also famous with the names of Sheikh al-Akbar, the greatest master, and Muhayyiddin, the reviver of religion.
We will briefly explain the idea of Ibn Arabi's theory of existence. There has been little change in the history of the evolution of Islamic thought due to the controversy of the Sufi philosophic thought developed by Ibn Arabi, who was the forerunner of the doctrine of the union of beings, Wahdah al-Wujud. The doctrine of Wahdah al-Wujud, which emphasizes and focuses on the sense of unity of the existence of nature, is based on the view that the reality of nature is one that later becomes a guide to reality. Ibn Arabi's vision of unity revolved around an idea from which all the others had flowed and deviated. We will first discuss the main idea, the unique idea, and then discuss the other ideas that are necessary for the consequences of the idea or the origin of the idea, which are being al-wujud is the divine essence itself and self-evident.
Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. I'm Emiliana Azrin binti Zadi with matric number 261971. In my part, I would like to focus on the unity of existence and its relevance to the religious diversity. As what have been mentioned before, the ideas of Wahdat al-Wujud is based on the view that reality in this nature is one, which then becomes the guideline for the reality. They believe that everything in nature essentially is God. Then all roads in this world are also the way of God. This means any path taken by human beings are still boils down to God. So what is the relevance of the unity of existence? Firstly, all religions have the same purpose, which are to do something good, to seek for the God's mercy. Next, the idea of religious relationship that has always returned to the belief that everything is interconnected and dependent in the reality of God. Besides, diversity in this universe is the manifestations of the God's name, which is reflected in His creations. Last but not least, Ibn Arabi's ideas on Wahdat al-Wujud focuses on esoteric batin instead of esoteric zahir. Thus, he interprets that wujud is one and unique reality from which are the reality derives. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Fauzan, metric number 261164, and I'm going to present to you about the metaphysics of light. So, for the general idea of the metaphysics of light, there are three kind of perspective on how we perceive the light, which are the perspective for the many, the few, and the fewest. So, for the many and the few, they are focusing on the physical side. However, for the fewest, which we'll be discussing more here in Islamic concept, are using the intelligence. So the reason why they are using the intelligence are they argue that using the physical side have some kind of defects. To be exact, 7 type of defects. For example, the eye cannot see itself. You cannot see something that are far using the eye, or using the very near using your eye. So they're using the intelligence, because intelligence could counter this physical side defect to see the light. However, the intelligence without the knowledge could let the intelligence to be led astray. So intelligence could not see something that are true and false without the knowledge. For example, something cannot be redundant. You cannot say that something are true, at the same time you can say that thing is false. That is not true, because thing can be true only or false only. So it needs the knowledge, which is to be derived on the knowledge, which is can be obtained by the philosophies. So the greatest philosophy of all is the word of Allah, which is the Quran. So Quran have been using as the sun for the intelligence. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good day. My name is Muhammad Afhan bin Muhammad Yusuf, battery number 262632. And today I'm going to continue on the main ideas of Metaphysics of Light from Islamic perspective. It is said from Islamic perspective that Quran can be seen as the sun for intelligence. The kalam of Allah, which is the Quran, can be regarded as the lights to our eyes, which light our sense of an arousal from the Quran. We are able to make ourselves understand something. It can be said simply that the Quran are like flintstones that give sparks to the human intelligence. The next idea are visible and invisible world. According to Al-Ghazali, there exist two separate worlds. The first one, which is the internal world, which is the world of light, and the second one is the contrast of it, an external world, which is called the world of darkness. According to him, the human or mankind live in the bottom world, which is the world of darkness, and has the obligation to rise to the upper world, which is the world of celestial realm. The final ideas are lamp terrestrial of Allah and Allah as the true light. According to an analogy provided, it is said that every lamp terrestrial came from one source and one source only, which is the light supernal alone. And this source of light or fountainhead symbolizes Allah. It can be said that the source itself don't have a source, and it manifests everything and become the source for everything. Evidently, it can be seen that Islamic perspective of metaphysics of light are a bit more specific and explain more on the questions of celestial being.
In conclusion, the two major theories in Islamic metaphysics discussed today conclude that the unity of existence by Ibn Arabi said that only Allah exists in himself and whose existence is reality and deserve the name of being, while the metaphysics of light conclude that Allah is the true light. So that's all from us. Thank you.